She texted, "I don't care if you get hurt, just get it done." About the dangerous work task, I forwarded to OSHA. When the safety investigation cost her company $500 in fines and her job, she, 32 male, used to think my supervisor was just ambitious. Turns out she was willing to literally risk lives for her quarterly bonus. I work at a metal fabrication facility. Been there 8 years, never had a safety incident. We make industrial equipment parts, heavy stuff that requires cranes, forklifts, the works. My supervisor Mallory, 38, got promoted to floor manager about a year ago. Since then, it's been all about efficiency and productivity metrics. Last Tuesday, one of our overhead cranes failed its morning inspection. The brake system was showing signs of wear, not immediate failure, but enough that our safety protocol says it needs servicing before use. Standard stuff. Should take 24 to 48 hours to get the repair tech out. Problem was, we had a massive order due Friday. Big client, penalties for late delivery. Mallory was stressed. I get it, pressure from above and all that. But what happened next still blows my mind. She pulled me aside and told me to use the crane anyway. I reminded her about the failed inspection. "It's just the brake showing some wear. It's not like it's completely broken," she said. "That's not how safety protocols work," I told her. "If it fails inspection, we can't use it." "Look, I need team players here. Can you be a team player?" I said I'd figure out another way to move the materials. Maybe use the smaller cranes in combination, would take longer but it's safer. She didn't like that answer. 20 minutes later, I get this text. "Mallory, use crane 3 for the Morrison order. That's a direct order." Me, "Crane 3 failed inspection this morning. Can't use it until repairs are complete. I don't care if you get hurt, just get it done. We can't afford delays. Stop making excuses and do your job." I stared at that text for a solid minute. Did she really just put that in writing? To clarify, you're ordering me to use equipment that failed safety inspection? Yes, just get it done. If you can't handle the pressure, maybe this isn't the right job for you. I screenshot everything. Clocked out for lunch, drove home, submitted a complaint to OSHA with the screenshots attached. Then I went back to work and used the smaller cranes like I'd suggested. Took twice as long, but nobody died. Mallory was pissed about the delay, but couldn't say much since I was still getting the work done, just slower. She made snide comments all week about certain employees not being team players, and some people can't handle real work. OSHA called me 3 days later. They were very interested in those texts. Update 1. Well, the OSHA inspector showed up yesterday. Apparently texts explicitly stating "I don't care if you get hurt, fast-track investigations." Who knew? The inspection was thorough. They arrived at 6 a.m., right at shift start. 2 inspectors with clipboards, cameras, and a whole lot of questions. Mallory's face when she saw them was priceless. Went from confused to panicked real quick. They shut down our entire crane operation for inspection. Not just crane 3, all 6 overhead cranes. Production ground to a halt. The plant manager Ricardo showed up within an hour, looking like someone had shot his dog. Here's what the inspectors found. Crane 3's brake system was indeed failing. No surprise. 2 other cranes had overdue maintenance. Safety inspection records had been modified to show past inspections, multiple safety violations related to rushing maintenance checks. But the real kicker? They interviewed employees. Privately, one by one. Turns out I wasn't the only one Mallory had pressured. They had. Joaquin from shipping said she made him use damaged rigging equipment. Amanda from quality control reported being told to skip safety checks to speed up processing. 3 different forklift operators had stories about being pushed to exceed weight limits. The inspectors were particularly interested in written communications. Several people had texts. I wasn't even the worst one. Joaquin had a text where she threatened his job if he didn't use frayed steel cables. Mallory tried damage control. Called a meeting while inspectors were still there. Brilliant move. Told us all that misunderstandings happen and we're a family who should handle things internally. Then she looked right at me and said, "Some people just don't understand how real businesses work. Maybe they've never had real responsibility." I just smiled. The inspector was literally standing behind her taking notes. By end of day, Mallory was in full panic mode. She cornered me in the parking lot. "You reported this?" You actually called OSHA on us? On you, I corrected. I reported you. This is insane. You're going to cost everyone their jobs. The whole plant could shut down. Should have thought of that before ordering me to use faulty equipment. I was just trying to meet deadlines. You've probably never had that kind of pressure. Pressure doesn't justify risking lives. She actually tried to grab my phone. Delete those texts. Tell them you misunderstood. I'll make it worth your while. Are you trying to bribe me? In the parking lot? Where there are cameras? Her face went white. She stomped to her car and peeled out. That night, the texts started rolling in. You're destroying people's livelihoods. Think about everyone's families. I have kids to feed. You're being vindictive over nothing. No one even got hurt. This is what's wrong with your generation. I hope you're happy when we're all unemployed. I didn't respond, but I did screenshot everything. Again. Update 2. The OSHA report came out. Buckle up. This is beautiful. Violations found. Willful violation, ordering employees to use equipment that failed safety inspection. $70,000 fine. Serious violations. Falsifying inspection records. $14,000 per instance. 3 instances equal $42,000. Serious violations. Failure to maintain crane equipment. $14 per crane. 3 cranes equal $42,000. Multiple other violations ranging from $1,000 to $10,000 each. Total fines, $487,000. But wait, there's more. Because Mallory put it in writing that she didn't care if workers got hurt, OSHA classified it as a willful and egregious violation. This triggered mandatory safety audit every 6 months for 3 years, required retraining for all management, personal liability investigation for supervisors who ordered violations. The company went into crisis mode. Ricardo called an all-hands meeting, announced that recent events had highlighted areas for improvement in their safety culture. No mention of who caused it. Then he announced Mallory was pursuing other opportunities effective immediately. She was escorted out that day. But she didn't go quietly. That night, she sent a company-wide email from her personal account. Team, I wanted to reach out about my sudden departure. As you know, certain employees chose to weaponize safety regulations for personal vendettas rather than addressing concerns professionally. My commitment to meeting our client obligations has been twisted into something sinister. I've given everything to this company, often at great personal sacrifice. To see it end this way because one disgruntled employee couldn't handle standard workplace pressure is heartbreaking. I'll be consulting with attorneys about the defamation and wrongful termination I've suffered. In the meantime, I hope those responsible reflect on the damage they've caused to our work family. Remember, in the real world, deadlines matter more than bureaucratic red tape. Ricardo sent a follow-up an hour later. Team, please disregard the previous email. As a reminder, official company communications only come from company email addresses. Management. But Mallory wasn't done. She started a LinkedIn post. Toxic employees. How one bad apple nearly destroyed my career today. I want to share a cautionary tale about workplace sabotage. It was lengthy. Painted herself as a victim of a vindictive employee who couldn't handle constructive feedback and weaponized government bureaucracy. No mention of ordering people to use broken equipment. The comments were initially supportive, until someone linked the OSHA report. Public record, fully searchable. The phrase, "I don't care if you get hurt," was highlighted in the official findings. She deleted the post within hours. But screenshots live forever. Then came the personal attacks. She found my LinkedIn and started messaging my connections. Are you aware you're connected with someone who destroys careers over petty grievances? I wanted to warn you about this individual's tendency to create hostile work environments. As someone who worked with him, I feel obligated to share my concerns. Most people ignored her. A few forwarded the messages to me. One recruiter actually replied, "Ma'am, I've read the OSHA report. Please don't contact me again." She tried a different approach, showed up at the plant during shift change. Security wouldn't let her in, but she stood at the gate with a sign. Wrongfully terminated, ask me why. She lasted about an hour before police asked her to leave. Apparently, someone called about a disgruntled former employee making workers uncomfortable. Final update. So here's where Mallory's entitlement finally caught up with her completely. Remember the personal liability investigation OSHA mentioned? Turns out when you explicitly state in writing that you don't care if workers get hurt, prosecutors get interested. The district attorney's office opened a criminal investigation for reckless endangerment. Mallory hired a lawyer, not a great one, based on what happened next. She tried to sue me for defamation for reporting her to OSHA, intentional infliction of emotional distress, interference with prospective economic advantage, conspiracy to commit wrongful termination. Her lawyer actually filed this nonsense. The judge dismissed it with prejudice in under 15 minutes. Turns out, reporting safety violations to OSHA is legally protected activity. Who would have thought? But the real karma came from her job search. Word travels fast in our industry. She applied to every fabrication facility within 200 miles. Results: rejected without interview. 18 companies. Phone screening, then rejected, 4 companies. In-person interview, then rejected, 1 company. They called our HR for reference. She eventually got desperate and applied for floor supervisor positions. Lower pay, but better than nothing. 1 company was interested until their safety manager Googled her name. The OSHA report was the first result. Last I heard through the grapevine, she's working at a retail store, ironically in their safety equipment section, still owes her lawyer $15 for the failed lawsuit. House is in foreclosure. Apparently she was living way beyond her means. Ex-husband is using the OSHA report in custody hearings. The criminal investigation resulted in 100 hours community service and 2 years probation. The judge said she was lucky nobody actually got hurt or she'd be facing jail time. The plant? We're doing better than ever. New safety manager takes things seriously. We got new cranes, proper maintenance schedules, and nobody gets pressured to cut corners. Yeah, some orders run late now, but everyone goes home with all their fingers and toes. My favorite part? Mallory still occasionally emails random employees trying to convince them I'm the villain. Last one said, "I hope you're all happy." He destroyed my life over a text message. A text. I was trying to save all our jobs by keeping clients happy. Now I can't even get hired at McDonald's because of the criminal record he caused. This is what happens when you put safety theater over real work. Enjoy explaining to clients why everything is late. Someone forwarded it to me with a note. Lol, she still doesn't get it. Nope, she really doesn't. You know what the messed up part is? All she had to do was wait 48 hours for the crane repair. That's it. Order would have been 1 day late, maybe a small penalty. Instead, she cost the company $500,000, got herself fired, earned a criminal record, and became unhireable in her field. All because she texted, "I don't care if you get hurt." Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and in safety-critical industries, the prizes include OSHA fines and criminal charges. I'm still at the same job. Got a raise, actually. Turns out companies value employees who stop them from getting massive fines. Weird how that works. Thanks for reading. Stay safe out there. And remember, if your boss texts you to ignore safety protocols, screenshot that gift from the karma gods.